5 months ago, the United States went to war with Iran. Today, that war just claimed 4 more American lives. This week, the Pentagon confirmed the deaths of 4 soldiers. First Lieutenant Tyler Feehan, 25, of Awa Beach, Hawaii. Private Isabella Gonzales, just 19 years old, of Carrollton, Texas. Sergeant Angel Rampersad, 28, of Ozone Park, New York. All 3 were killed when Iranian missiles struck a U.S. airbase in Jordan. A 4th soldier, Sergeant Michael Swinton, 30 years old, of Fayetteville, North Carolina, died in Iraq while disposing of a downed Iranian drone. On Wednesday, President Trump flew to Dover Air Force Base in Delaware to receive their remains. It was the 3rd dignified transfer he has attended since this war began. Standing beside Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, he saluted as each flag-draped case was carried off the aircraft. Before he left Washington, Trump told reporters, quote, "They're indeed great heroes. All of them said, very strongly, that we can't let Iran have a nuclear weapon." Hours later, in Georgia, he introduced the family of Lieutenant Feehan to a crowd, telling them he had personally flown them home on Air Force One. But here's what makes this moment so jarring. This war was supposed to be over. Back in June, Trump and Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian signed a memorandum at the Palace of Versailles, ending the fighting and reopening the Strait of Hormuz. For a few weeks it held. Then it didn't. By early July, Iran was striking commercial ships again. The U.S. answered with more than 170 targets hit in a single 48-hour stretch. Night after night, American bombers returned to Iranian skies. 10 straight nights of strikes by the 3rd week of July. Oil prices broke $90 a barrel. And on the ground, the casualties kept mounting on both sides. Since late February, the Department of Defense says at least 18 American service members have been killed and roughly 500 wounded. On the other side, Iran's government claims thousands of its own soldiers and civilians have died under U.S. and Israeli strikes. And now, even as he honored the fallen this week, Trump made new threats, vowing heavy attacks and refusing to rule out hitting civilian targets inside Iran. Regional mediators are reportedly pushing a new ceasefire proposal, but by all accounts, the president is leaning the other way, toward broader war, not away from it. Meanwhile, polling shows this war has grown increasingly unpopular back home. Americans watched it start in February, watched it supposedly end in June, and are now watching it reignite in July, with flag-draped caskets landing at Dover for the 3rd time. 4 more names added to a list that started at 0 5 months ago. Tyler Feehan, Isabella Gonzales, Angel Rampersad, Michael Swinton. The question nobody in Washington seems able to answer: how many more names before this actually ends?